I'm Dr. Ann Hazard, and my co-authors are
Dr. Marietta Collins
and Dr. Marianne Chelano, and we're very excited to read to you our latest book, Something Happened to Our Mom, a story about parental addiction.
You'll be meeting Claire and her little brother Emmett and their mother, who's struggling with addiction. You'll find out more about addiction and how to tackle this problem.
Our book was illustrated by Rita Tan. It was published by Imagination Press, the children's book imprint of the American Psychological Association. Ready to hear the story? Something Happened to Our Mom.
My life turned upside down after Mom's car accident. Aunt Sarah drove down to take care of us because Mom was in such bad shape. The doctor gave her some pain pills, but Mom could still barely move. Aunt Sarah did all the cooking, but she didn't know how to make mac and cheese like Mom. Mom's body slowly healed, and Aunt Sarah went home. But Mom seemed different. Some days, she would put on loud music and laugh and twirl Emmett around. Other days, she would stay in her room instead of going to work. The laundry piled up. The fridge was almost empty. I quit softball to help take care of Emmett. But when I tried to do laundry, I shrunk his favorite t-shirt. Emmett started refusing to take baths, and he cut holes in Mom's prettiest scarf. One morning, Mom didn't wake up. I called 911, and the ambulance took her to the hospital. Aunt Sarah came back, but when I asked her what was wrong with Mom, she kept changing the subject.
When Mom came home, we overheard her talking to Aunt Sarah about addiction. We begged Mom to tell us what was going on. She looked embarrassed. I started feeling like I needed more pills for my pain, but the pills made me act strangely in ways that I couldn't control. Mom started going to a clinic most afternoons to talk to other people with the same problem. She wanted Emmett and me to go to a kids group. I didn't really want to, but I agreed because I thought it would be good for Emmett. I was surprised to see Ruby Myers at the meeting. She lived in my neighborhood with her grandparents, but we weren't really friends. She got straight A's and starred in last year's musical. I didn't think kids like her had family problems. A boy from church was also there. "My mom's an alcoholic," he said softly. "Probably because my sister and I fight so much." The counselor, Mr. Matt, disagreed. Alcohol and drugs can trick the brain. They make people think that they can't live without them. Ruby added, "It isn't because of anything you did." Mom started acting more like herself without that weird laugh. She went to work every day and started cooking for us again. Emmett was a lot less grouchy. Mom told us, addiction is like the weather. Some days are sunny and others are stormy. I take one day at a time. Still, I kept an eye on her and tried to be super helpful. At school, Ruby asked me to help her practice her spelling words. I wasn't sure why, since she got them all right. "I really want to make my grandparents proud," she said. "My dad's caused so much trouble." I thought about the extra chores I was doing to help Mom. One night, a loud clap of thunder woke me up. I found Mom in the kitchen, staring at 4 pills. I reached for them to throw them away, but Mom yelled, "No!" Slowly, she scooped up the pills and led me into the bathroom. "I know you've been worried, Claire," she said quietly, "but you can't control my drug use. My team at the clinic is a big help, but mostly it's up to me." She uncurled her fist and flushed the pills down the toilet.
At the next meeting, Ruby talked more about her family. When she was 5, her mother died and her father started using drugs. He went to a program and stopped for a while, but now he's worse than ever. He even stole Grandma's jewelry to buy drugs. Mr. Matt said, "Many people slip up before they quit for good. It can be discouraging for everyone." Emmett asked, "Why do some people get addicted and others don't?" Mr. Matt explained, "Scientists are trying to figure that out. But it doesn't mean your parent is a bad person." He paused. "When I was a kid, I was really mad about my dad's drinking. It took years to let go of my anger. Now I put my energy into helping others." One afternoon, we decided to make a blackberry cobbler to surprise Mom. I'd watched her make cobbler before, but somehow ours exploded all over the microwave. We tried to clean it up, but we made an even bigger mess. When Mom got back from the store, I held my breath. But she smiled, reached for a sponge, and said, "Kids will be kids." Mr. Matt encouraged me to play softball again. Ruby joined the team too, even though she was only so-so at softball. "You don't have to be perfect," I told her. "Sometimes Mom is late getting to our games, but that's okay. We've got a whole team of folks cheering us on." At our last game, I noticed a boy standing by the bleachers, drawing in the dirt with a stick. "I wonder what his story is," I whispered to Ruby. "You never know," she says. "Let's see if he wants some of our snacks." Hope you enjoyed the story. Now we have an activity you might want to do on your own. There are many parts to the story that you might recognize from your own life. You might be a big sister. You might enjoy sports like softball, or you might have a family member with a health problem. So what we want you to do is design a book cover for a book about you or your family. The first thing you'll do is get a sheet of paper and fold it in half. Then you're going to write a title and draw a picture for the cover. You can start with either one. After you're done, then you'll write "by" and put your name because you're the author. If you're really having fun with this project, you could keep going. You could get some more sheets of paper, fold them, and write your story, and then put them inside your cover. You could ask your parents for help with this part if you want to. So have fun writing your own story, making a cover for your own story.